Okay, sewing signatures in part 2. I just had a total fight with all of this right here and had to start over. So I am going to work on not saying the word sew so much, and I've already said it 3 times. I've already gone ahead and done the holes because this is take 2. So let me explain real quick. Most of you have probably done this. I cut my paper out, to fit the spine. I had to cut it down, but when I started, if it had worked out, it fit the spine. So I fit the spine. I go 1/2 inch down from the top, 1/2 inch up from the bottom, and that's where I do my first 2 holes. Then I fold it in half, and I get the center holes, and I fold it in half again, meeting the holes to get these holes. So the folds will give you equal distances. And then you take your whatever you have to make holes and you poke them through. I use this phone book to protect my desk. And then I take and I fold it like this. And I go into the center and I put it in here. That's why I ended up cutting my paper down so that it fits here. Before it fit this. And of course I made that bigger so the book would fit inside. Anyway, so then I went through, I've said sew a whole bunch of times again. I put my holes in. And now we're going to try to sew the doggone thing together again. I'm telling you what, I was saying in the last one that the first time, second time, however many times that I did this, I literally almost cried. I've sewn them in upside down. I've sewn them in the wrong order. You want to make sure you have the front. This is the one I want on the front. So I'm going to start with the back signature. I don't know that it matters which one you start with. In take 1, I tried clamping my pages together. It doesn't work out well for me. None of it really works out well for me. It does not come easy at all, you're gonna see. And I had to use sort of a pointier needle because some of my buttons that I'm going to be using have too small of a hole for the regular needle that I have for sewing in the signatures. So I just want to keep it where I can hold on. I'm already getting my pages all mixed up in there. You can tell this is going to be fun. Okay. Yep. Yep. All right, I'm going for the button. You go in and out of the button and just leave it hanging there. My pages are all mixed up in here. But when I had them clamped together, it wasn't any better. I do not understand how people make this look easy because it's not. Not for me anyway. Maybe if I alternate, and have one on one side and one on the other, maybe that'll be like, instead of all 4, just do maybe like that. Maybe that'll help. We'll see. Anyhow, now we're going to go back through the hole and then into the next hole up in the signature. It went through. Yes. That's what I want to do. And then I'm going to this hole and I'm grabbing a button. It took me forever to choose the buttons, and I have so many buttons. And it does not matter how many of anything you have. When you go to actually use them, you don't have what you need. Isn't that the way it works? Okay, so I'm doing, I said the word again. I'm doing those two. Make sure it's fairly tight. So I move the buttons around once they're sewn in. Okay, and then we're going to go back through this hole. You'll find that your buttons will get twisted around, so you have to fix that. And I did this in the take one, I did this, where I only got one hole. And so I had to take my needle out. Can you see why it makes a grown girl want to cry? I brought myself a little bit of water because I knew I was going to have to do that again. At least I can see well enough to do that fairly quickly. It's going, but it's not gone yet. This one's going to end up being down there. All right, let's see if we can do this again. Hold that kind of tight so it can go through hopefully a little bit more easily. Need to line it up a little bit. And I don't know, maybe this is why a lot of people do the soft journals. Maybe it's just harder. And also I said in take one that I do 5 holes instead of 3. Okay, I skip over this. And now I go through this one. Yeah, so I don't know what I told you in the first one that I haven't told you that's important. I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and get this last one. I did finish the other book cover. It's sitting drying. Yeah, you would think that that would go through easily, but I'm not quite sure why I make guide holes in the first place. What's the purpose? Okay. And then flip this around and get these kind of straightened out. Make sure they're not twisted. No. Okay. And then I try to tighten things up kind of as much as I can at this point to make my last couple passes. Ooh, I got lucky on that one. Woohoo! And then back through the center. And you want to go on the other side of that thread. I did not give myself very much room this time. It's like long on one side and short on the other. But I just go and make sure everything is fairly tight. I go over on the other side and I make sure everything's fairly tight. Like this is kind of loose. So that's telling me I need to pull something tighter. The rest of them seem to be okay. Okay. All right, and then I'm tying this in a knot. What I decided to do on my center, my center page here, is to make it a big pocket. Do you think I sewed it in the right way? I don't know. Let's check. It is, oh phew, I thought it was upside down. Okay. So on the, I just said the word again. I decided to make it a pocket. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down while I'm thinking about it, because otherwise I don't know that I would think to show you that later. I just cut it down here and gave it a big thumb hole. I don't know if I told you that before, but I like, if it's a big pocket, I like a big thumb hole. I don't like a really little one. I think it looks out of proportion. All right, are we going to do it again? Are you ready to do it again? Okay, so I don't know, I said the word okay again. In my last video, I said how many times can I say, it's called how many times can I say so and so. It's ridiculous. I always listen back. Okay, that was a small piece. I always listen back before I upload my videos to make sure that the video recorded properly and everything, because I have had problems. And as I'm listening to it, oh, there's a bunch of short ones in here. I said that so many times, it's so embarrassing. And I just said it 2 more times saying that. It's ridiculous. What is my problem? All right. I know we all have things that we say repetitively. It's just that we don't realize it because we're not sitting there listening to ourselves. Until you sit there and you listen to yourself, and then you get embarrassed and you think, what do people think of me? I don't know, hypercritical or not, I'm going to try and curb that problem. Okay, so I just said it again. When I put these buttons on, the next set of them, I want to stagger. If I put it up here, it has to stay right in the same place when this does. So I'm going to put this one in after I do. You know, I should probably switch those around. Should I? No. Leave them in the pattern you have, Stephanie. Anyway, I'm going to switch them around so that it can move around the way I want it to. You'll understand what I mean when I'm done, probably. That's my hope. I could still put this one in though. I think I'll do that. This one is going to be orange. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Did I put them in wrong? Hold on. I had them laid out so I could see what I was going to do. So this is how I have it right now, but that puts 2 oranges right next to each other, and I don't like that. That's 2 grays right next to each other. That's 2 purples right next to each other. That one, I don't know. What's the answer? Purple, gray, orange, purple, gray. Orange, purple, gray. I really thought that I had done 4 Maybe I just have to do it that way. What do you guys think? I'm thinking, I don't know that I should show you guys this video. It's a nightmare. I'm going to stand up and see if it looks okay. So now I can move that one, can move a little bit that way. That can go there. That can go there. Or maybe I just don't put that one in and I do them like that. No, I have to have it. Are you guys yelling at me? Should I do that? How frustrating. I thought I knew exactly what I was going to do. I don't know, maybe I'll just do that. I hope it's not terrible. If it is, I guess I'll just take it out when I'm done. We'll see. You know how many times I have done this? But not on video, and honestly I've not had the button trouble that I'm having right now ever. So just so you know, I don't know if it's because I'm only doing 2 signatures. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is. Okay, find the center. We'll go ahead and clasp it together. I probably sound like a total airhead right now to you guys, and like I'm not thinking properly. And it could be because I'm not. I have literally been doing this all day long and all week long, trying to finish it. I need to give myself a break, I think. Okay. So as I'm listening back to it, listening to all the times I say the bad word, I'll decide whether or not I sound like a rambling whatever, whether or not to put the video up. Okay. Now I guess one of the frustrating things about it is the length of time I spent looking for all the different buttons and then it really not being how I wanted it anyway. That's not good. Okay. Make sure there's enough. Okay, and then I skip down to the bottom. Not bottom, bottom section. So I'm going through this hole now. My fingers get really tired when I'm doing this too. think I'm going to use this one. The other one's iridescent and none of the other ones are. It was just the last choice I had. Like I said, I have so many buttons. I don't know if I said that in this video or not. I have so many buttons and I looked and looked and looked to find the ones that I finally decided to use. Out of all the buttons I have, and I didn't have enough. Well, apparently I did have enough, but I didn't think I did. So you want to get it on either side. You don't want to split the threads because then it's hard to tighten them. Okay. And then go again and make sure everything is nice and tight. Again, that one feels a little loose. That one's tight, and that one's loose. Sometimes it's hard to figure out which way to go to get it tight. So I pull and see which one. Okay, so it's this one. Pull and then pull. And then pull. And pull. Okay, let's look again. Okay, everything is tight. Ended up being a little bit more even this time as well. So I'm going to do the same thing here and just make it into a pocket. I will do that off camera. And this is the front. So here are our buttons, and we can kind of wiggle and make things where we want them to be. I think that turned out well. It was exactly what I planned. I am going to do a little bit of decorating and stuff like that on them and put a closure, but I'm probably going to do that off camera. I'll show you what I've done, and I'll show you a final flip through of both of the books. I hope that you were able to follow that kinda, and that I didn't say the bad word too many times. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.